Yeah. And Dan Patrick last week said that, that Daniel Murphy was making Jeter-like plays in the postseason. Hey, let's get one thing straight. I mean, Daniel Murphy is a Met. Here's some hard and fast rules. You don't tug on Superman's cape. You apparently don't draw a picture of the Prophet Muhammad. I mean, that's the whole thing. And you never say a Met did anything Jeter-like in his life. I mean, Keith Hernandez, one lousy ring in '86, and he's supposed to be like some heartthrob too. I mean, who did he date? Sally Kirkland, Marsha Mason, Cheryl Tiggs. I mean, their eggs had dried up when Jimmy Carter was in office. You're gonna stand up against Jeets? 5 Gold Gloves, 5 World Series. And the broads he's bagged, Minka Kelly, Scarlett Johansson, Jordana Brewster, Hannah Davis. You're telling me Keith Hernandez with that Just For Men mustache is going to get chicks like that? You're high, my friend. I mean, the only time the Yankee and Met should be in the same sentence is if a Yankee had some bad Indian food and he had to go take a Met. Line 4, it's box score. That's right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They are the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. We got a couple epic weekends to get the scoop on, so let's dive right in. Paulie and Seton, you hitched a ride on a private jet out to South Bend to go watch the USC Notre Dame game on the sidelines. How is Dan on trips like these?
It's a really good question, Brock. I think that's the most interesting thing. So when we get on the plane, I had a thing of beers. Right. We're all kind of excited. I think I've been on a private jet 4 times, and for me, that's 4 more than I ever thought I would be on.
Right.
It does not get old. At least it hasn't for me. So C and I were kind of playing with all the stuff, saying hi to everybody, and we cracked a beer. And then Dan hit the sack pretty quick,
right.
And his son hit the sack even quicker before he threw up all over the bathroom.
Ooh, wow. Well, well, I know you guys were looking forward to having a few pops at the tailgate. That was certain on Friday. But when you actually showed up there, things got intense early.
We meet this golf pro, and he said, you want a beer? Yeah. I'll take you to a tailgate I know. We go in there. As soon as I go in there, there are like 15 dudes chanting, fireball shots, fireball shots, fireball shots, fireball shots. I went, no. And then they give me the bottle of Fireball, and there's 15 cameras. I'm going, no. I want a beer. That's it.
Yeah, I think it can be tough for people to really understand. Like, in a way, it sounds like Dan's just kind of complaining, or like not being a diva or a baby, but just like, all right, dude, get over it. People are chanting fireball shots. You have to be in there in the moment to see how impossible it is for him to go 3 steps. And when you're just kind of trying to hang out, and it does get crazy because then all of a sudden you look around and there's 20 people with their cameras out, not only trying to catch Dan doing a shot or whatever, but then they want a picture with him, they want whatever, and it really does turn into a scene, which I think really any of us expected. You know, I thought that we were just going to go in there, have a couple of beers, and like, oh, hey, what's up? Maybe people would know, whatever. And it did get pretty crazy.
Hey, what's a Fireball, by the way?
Fireball is whiskey, like cinnamon whiskey.
So you drink the whiskey and
just do a shot.
It's like a college shot. It's real awful liquor. But the thing is, like Seton said, Dan's not complaining in any way, and you have to see it like, we got this little tailgate, and it was out of hand. There's tailgates everywhere. There's people every inch of this place. It was like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
And then when Dan goes there, I don't think people, and I've been in the position, I remember when Dan came to my college, we were all over him. This is back in 1991. It hasn't changed. He's actually bigger now than he was then. And so he grabbed a beer, and I mean, it was like, we were like, Dan. And I mean, physically
they just grab him.
And like, and it's understandable. I'm not, again, he knows what he signs up for.
Right. How about you guys? Were there a lot of people?
We had a lot of nice people, but it's different.
Different.
It's not once in a lifetime to see Seton and I.
Right.
You understand? Dan's a broadcasting legend, and you don't expect him to show up at a tailgate 10 feet away from you. And I could understand the people. If I was in their shoes, I'd probably do the same thing.
Do you guys got to feel like you got to be a bad guy to keep them away from Dan? Did it get that bad where you got to kind of be like mini bouncers or anything like that?
Yeah, we kind of did have, like, for a moment there at the tailgate, it was like, all right, maybe we can hang out. And then it's like, well, no, it's getting a little crazy. And then Dan went, like, under a tent. And it's like, all right, maybe people won't notice him then, but then by then people were chanting his name.
Yeah.
And there was like, you know, like 50 dudes standing around chanting like, Dan Patrick. And it was like, all right, we got to get out of here. And we did sort of have to like, okay, we're going to split. And I felt bad that the dude who brought us to the tailgate called in today because he was being nice. and it wasn't his fault, you know, it wasn't like his doing or whatever. He was just being like, yeah, dude, come hang out and have a beer or whatever. And I don't think he understood what was going to happen. I don't really think any of us did, but Dan had an idea for sure. He was like, ugh.
Yeah, Dan knew what he was getting into when he shows up to a Notre Dame game. But if you want to feel anonymous, you need to check out the story that Seton told about hanging out with a Notre Dame legend.
We land in South Bend at the airport there, have a car take us over to Digger Phelps' house. We get there, he's got a Bloody Mary waiting, like, man, this is awesome. And so then he starts talking about the show, and he's like, man, I gotta tell you, what a bunch of ass kissers those guys are that work with Dan. Man, it is pathetic watching those guys just suck up to him all the time. I'm that guy. I'm one of those 4 guys, and like me and Paulie are looking at each other like, he doesn't know, does he know that it's us, or is this funny? Or is he, well, what a bunch of losers those guys are, working with this guy and sucking up to him like that, it is embarrassing. That's me.
Well, the key here is that Seton is quoting him correctly. He's got his hand on my shoulder, he goes, yeah, those guys who kissed Dan's butt, I'm like, those guys, not you guys. I mean, the conversation was very funny. Digger was nothing but nice to us, welcomed to his house, handed me a beer before he shook my hand. But when he said those guys, I'm like, either he's just off a little bit, or he really doesn't know who Seton and I are. And I don't know for sure the answer, because I know he watches the show. He was telling us about different things in the studio, and he's pointing out things. It might have been just a slip on his end, but I don't know.
All right, well, McLovin and Fritzy were noticeably absent from that trip, but McLovin was representing in high fashion himself on his own football trip. He went over to College Station to check out A&M and Alabama battle it out. McLovin even Paulie with a picture of one of the best meals I've ever seen in a long time. Pearl, did you go on your own non-DP solo trip to expand your brand?
Yeah, basically, it's all about the Pearl marketing campaign. I'm trying to get past McLovin. Pearl eats barbecue. McLovin eats like
quinoa.
Kale, yeah. Pearl is out in Texas. I saw a Texas high school game too. That was crazy. That's the kind of thing Pearl does on a weekend. He's unpredictable.
Yeah, don't let anybody fool you. Pearl's a big eater. I've gone eating with barbecue. Pearl's one of my wingmen when on the road. I know night or day he's down for a meal. We were on our way back in Arizona I think we had dinner. And on the way back, there's a barbecue place we could stop by. And I said it in a joking fashion.
Yeah.
He goes, let's do it. It was like 11:45 at night. And went.
It was packed too. Yeah, that was amazing. I was sick for about 3 days, but that was worth it.
Awesome.
Fritzy, I know you're a stay back at the hotel and eat Chinese type of food guy, but this one was a real topper with all these guys going on these great trips. You want to share with the good folks of Box Score Nation what your fabulous weekend was like?
My weekend consisted of dinner in downtown Hartford with my lovely wife Friday night. Saturday I went to something called the Apple Festival, which is they have all kinds of rides and food and stuff like that. My daughter was performing with her dance team, so they did that in front of the people that were there. So that was kind of fun that they got a chance to. They go to different sporting events in different places to perform. Saturday night I was laying low watching the Mets, watching college football. Sunday watching NFL. My in-laws were in town celebrating my mother.
If I gave you a do-over and you could choose to have the weekend you had, McLovin's weekend, or the weekend Seton and I had, your pick.
I'm glad that I was at my daughter's mental. It was important to her that we were at her dance, but it looked like I'd probably pick hang with you guys in South Bend.
You know, Fritzy's weekend actually sounds a lot like a typical Paul weekend.
Oh, God, yeah.
He watched a lot of football, some baseball, and went to an Apple Festival. You've probably done that 4 times this fall.
I had to put that on a hiatus this weekend because of the Notre Dame situation.
You're a little bummed, actually, that you missed said.
I was wondering if they had the airplane dropped you off right at a pumpkin patch on the way in, actually.
That'd been nice.
Because this is prime pumpkin season.
We were very critical of the Notre Dame foliage. We were about a week early. There's some great spots on campus. But yeah, I'm going to have to double up in Apple Cobbler Festivals this weekend. If you know anybody, hit me up.
All right, well, yeah, tweet him, whatever, at Paul Paps. Tell him where all the fun is at this weekend. All right, coming up, it is Heartbreak in Michigan. You want to turn that frown upside down? Hey, head out there in a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. That'll put a smile on your face. Towing boats, hauling trailers, climbing hills. Hey, Rich Eisen, poor guy, so sad. Why don't you go out and get yourself a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel? That'll cheer you up. Take out Susie and Xander and Cooper. Guts, glory, Ram. Welcome back to Box Score. Guys, on top of your fantabulous football weekend, there were some other major games going on In particular, Michigan State, where a muffed punt cost the Wolverines the game. Michigan
Careful.
State. Yeah, okay, let's get that right. McLovin, did this play alone destroy Michigan's playoff chances?
Oh, well, absolutely, because now they have 2 losses. They lost to Utah, too. This, to me, maybe we all overreact a moment. This is like the biggest deal. I was on Saturday. I'm like, this is just huge.
I could not believe what unfolded. I was watching it live at home with the family, and it was.
Did you scream, or what did you do?
I did, because my wife was in the other room, and I'm like, you've got to see this, because it was too late for her to see it in time. But I was like, oh my God, I could not believe what just happened there. All they had to do was kick it away. It was like one of the most insane things. A lot of times a wild play happens, and you end up seeing a replay of it, or you see it on YouTube or whatever. But to see it unfold live, just waiting, I almost shut the TV because I thought, okay, they're just going to punt and it's going to be over. And I just watched it, and I just could not believe it.
Have I ever told you guys my Miracle at the Meadowlands story real quick? I was a little kid, and Herman Edwards recovers a fumble, runs in. My dad quit on the game and left the room. I barely remember this, and I ran up, I go, Daddy, the Eagles won. And I remember I've heard this story, he says, shut up. Like that. He was really mean about it, just shut up. I'm like, no, they won.
And you said, I'll show you. I'm going to go to Dartmouth and get on TV, and you can eat it 27 years from now.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that, Dad.
We're not going to an Apple Festival
just
either,
shut
kid.
up.
Hey, Paulie, Michigan's punter has been receiving death threats since that muffed play. What is the most ruthless you've ever seen fans be with a player?
Oh, I mean, with a player, well, see, I don't give much credence to those death threats on Twitter, because those are usually just posers who have nothing going on, like 3 losers who are sitting at home and have no life.
What about soccer, Paulie?
Soccer,
they go really mean.
Landon Donovan told us a story once that they were leaving a game in Honduras, and they were in the bus, and they were getting pelted with bottles and batteries and rocks and sticks. I was like, what would have happened if they would have stopped the bus? Were they going to invade the bus? I just, like Seton said earlier today, I like the Cubs. I like the Bears. I really enjoy Notre Dame football. I've never wanted to punch anyone in the face over any of them. I've never wanted to go in someone's face and say, and I love sports. I mean, we're not like casual sports fans. I'm pretty hardcore. Fritzy's pretty hardcore about his teams. I don't think he's ever wanted to punch anyone.
The idea of attacking a ref or shooting
and I know alcohol is involved in probably 95% of fan incidents, but that's no excuse. There's still, it's in you somewhere. Because believe me, I've gone to sporting events and had a few beers, and I never wanted to punch anybody. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, yeah, Fritz, you're a lover, not a fighter, but is there a Bronco that has ever committed such a mortal sin on a play that you've never forgiven?
Ooh. Not really, only because, I look back to the Super Bowl blowouts. You can't blame anyone.
I wish you knew those scores.
Yeah, 42-10 and 39-20 and 55-10 and 27-10 against Dallas. But there wasn't, thankfully, those one-play things, Denver was kind of on the receiving, was on the
I was thinking Cleveland.
The drive and the fumble.
Yeah. It was more of a decade of failure than specific moments.
Pretty much. But yeah, it was. But seeing them get killed one worse Super Bowl after the other, you just got to hang that on the whole team. And Elway got them a lot further than they should have been anyway. So you can't really blame any one person.
Oh yeah, good. Just the thought of Todd being sad makes me very, very sad. Coming up, let's make Todd sad by not letting him win the mock headline battle royale. Next. Welcome back to the Box Score. It is a beautiful time of the year. It is fall. The leaves are turning. The temperature is going down. Perfect time of the year to sit in a dark bar and watch games all day or in your man cave. But some aren't as fortunate as others. Some get drug out to pumpkin festivals and have to take pictures with the kids and the pumpkins. And they smile, but they're not happy. No, they're not happy. Because they're missing all the heavy headlines that we are going to get you covered right now in this week's edition of
Mock Headline Battle Royale.
I will give you a headline, you give me a mock headline. Here we go, first headline. Daniel Murphy homers in his 4th consecutive game to put the Mets up 2-0 in the NLCS. Let's start with the back row, McLovin.
Okay. Dropkick Murphy's Law. Mets slugger hits decisive home run for this indecisive headline. I couldn't decide whether to go Dropkick Murphy's or Murphy's Law.
Is this still the headline that you're saying right here?
Yeah.
You're hitting 2 great bands, though, in Dropkick Murphy's and legendary hardcore band Murphy's Law. That takes a whole punk rock underground thing to a new level. Well done.
As I meant to.
And Murphy Brown. Paulie, what do you have?
Yeah.
I'm going AP style book and actually thinking 48-point, 72-point front page of the sports section. Murph. Think of it, 72 points across.
I like it. Fritzy, what do you got?
Technically accurate, I guess. I don't know.
The size of the
Papa Smurfy. La, 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 la. I had Murphy's Law, and I just changed it at the last minute.
Gargamel done. All right, Seton.
Qual bomb. Murphy's just here to honor and support knocking the snot out of the ball.
There you go. There you go.
See, a little qual bomb. Yeah.
Callback.
Callback, tie-in. Second headline, Rob Gronkowski becomes the fastest tight end to reach 60 touchdowns. Paulie, your headline.
Gronkowski. Gronk cup checks history with another touchdown.
Yeah, there you go.
Gronkowski.
This is nuts. Fritzy.
Play 60. Gronk if you like touchdowns. Gronk if you like touchdowns.
It's a bumper sticker. I get it. Seton.
Gronkowski. Rob dominating tight ends at historic levels. Gronkowski, tight end. It's like the veiled.
Yes.
All right.
And finally, McLovin.
Wow. That's, first of all, I'm preceded by 3 bad headlines. It's about to get worse. Gronkowski scores on the field.
Heyo.
If you know what I mean.
My other one was STD. What? 60 touchdowns.
That was good.
What? 60 touchdowns.
All right, penicillin time. Our third headline. Phillip Rivers passes for 503 yards, but the Chargers can't beat the Packers. Fritzy, start us off.
I've been looking forward to this one.
Oh, yeah.
Pass clown. Rivers puts up circus numbers, but Bolt's not exactly great at
Pass
showing.
clown.
Wow.
As in.
Fritzy, who would you rather have if you could trade Peyton Manning for Phillip Rivers?
In a second right
Great.
Careful with the balloon knot. Seton, you're next.
Blink at that.
Oh my. I stole this one from Todd Fritz. Cry me a Rivers. Way to fill up those stats.
Oh, that's part of mine.
Got both names in there.
Boom.
McLovin.
I'm going to take that and take it to the next level. Cry me a Rivers Cuomo. Chargers QB left wheezering after a last-second comeback attempt falls short.
You should give it to him.
Yeah. That's.
And Paulie.
8 people know the reference. That's great. Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter that 8 people know it. It's a great reference. Chargers fill up the stat sheet, lose to the Packers.
Yeah.
Nice. Crowd disagrees. Finally, our last headline. Alex Rodriguez joins Fox's MLB postseason coverage. Seton.
Mr. Blowvember. A-Rod's postseason slump continues on Fox.
Nice headline, Seton.
Notoriously not a good.
Let's see your headline.
You may like mine.
Blowvember.
Fox tries to move needle, hopes A-Rod breaks ratings.
Yeah,
TV.
you're back.
Whoa.
You're back.
Whoa.
And back to Paulie.
Stop! You're in the no-win zone. A-Rod joins Fox's team. Got
The
the
no-win zone.
No
O'Reilly. No spin zone.
Stop.
Oh, yeah.
Eat that, Roger Ailes.
Heated right now. McLovin.
Azod. Kneel before the new ruler of Fox MLB postseason coverage. Planet Houston.
Kneel before Azog.
Nice.
I don't know.
Superman 3.
Superman 2 reference. 2 reference.
Oh, Superman.
I don't know.
All right, well, the logical champion today is Todd Fritz for singing like a Smurf.
Wow.
He just wrote that out. You made that
That's
up
what
on
we
the
should
fly.
announce.
I had Murphy's Law. I didn't know what to do there.
Okay, don't go away. McLovin is better than everyone. Why? Explanation next. But first, this is the box score. We are taking a break to remind you that the Ram Heavy Duty, with its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower, doesn't need one. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. We are closing up shop here on the box score. Sunday night was the game to beat all other games on this planet. The one we've all been waiting for. It's the Timberwolves-Grizzlies preseason game. It's not. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the Patriots.
Are we playing Grizzly or
Colts.
Grizzly?
Yes. No. Oh, I like that one. It was the Patriots and Colts.
Grizzly player or Grizzly murder?
I like it.
Yes.
Seton, do you get more Twitter trash talk from Colts fans than any other fan base? Grizzly or Grizzly? Dear God.
I think it's. I think that I get more Twitter hate from just about anyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I wouldn't limit it to Colts fans. I would just put it to like pretty much anyone walking planet Earth. Is pretty much it.
So you're not gonna contain it just Americans. You mean it could be really international trash talk?
It could be intergalactic as far as lately, I'm taking a pretty good beating. Although I enjoy it immensely.
Well, Sunday's game will be ever known as that horrible fake punt by the Colts. McLovin, what is the best trick play you ever remember seeing?
Well, I don't totally remember where I was when I saw this, but the Boise State, Oklahoma.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. The fumble, the old fumble-rooski, I think it was
Dean
Nebraska.
Steinkuhler, Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska.
82.
Those are good ones. The hook and ladder, Miami Dolphins, Chargers. Those come to mind. I guess I would put the fumble-rooski, because I love that name, fumble.
The Dolphins Jets did another Marino with that.
That
was kind of
fake,
cool.
yeah.
One of my favorites all time, and I don't remember the team or the name of the player. University of Wisconsin, they got a new turf field finally, and they skipped a lateral to the wide receiver, and he, it looked like a low pass, and skips to the wide receiver. The wide receiver goes like this, and just chucks it downfield
like it was
for a touchdown.
In general, by the way, we see a couple times when you pretend the punt's going to one side and you make everyone run, and the punt's really on the other side. That's
Don't you love that they practice that?
Yeah.
Like, all right, you over there, number 81, when you catch a ball, just go, oh man, and then go throw it downfield. Does the coach walk over and say, no, you got to do it more like this, like, oh man.
Really sell it.
Yeah.
All right, well, quickly before we go, we all had something riding on Sunday's game, so let's shut down the show with a...
Oh.
Yeah, this is what I guess I won. That's awesome.
The Danet Football Night in America.
I can't imagine. What was the bet? Edelman versus...
I will remind you, the bet was which receiver would have more yardage. Would it be T.Y. Hilton or Julian Edelman? And you got an extra point for closest to the hole on yardage. So Edelman finished with 50 and Hilton finished with 74. So McLovin and Paulie and I all went with T.Y. So hello
50
points.
yards?
I think I predicted he was going to get 163 yards.
Yeah, McLovin, you said I was boxing you in, but you were closest to the hole. So another point for you. Fritzy, it's already looking bad for you. Another embarrassing year. Sorry, man.
Another rough year for me.
Well, you got the belt in your hand, so maybe you can redeem yourself tomorrow. Who's on?
Well, that remains to be seen. Guests are.
That's not going to help morale.
That's definitely not going to help. So we will continue after, but it's going to be a fantastic show Tuesday, regardless of whether we have no guests.
And we actually can't guarantee that either.
We can't guarantee.
Fantastic.
I think positively.
We're doing 3 hours, so we can guarantee that.
It's a long time. But there will be 3 hours of programming involved.
Fantastic. All right, we are back tomorrow, hopefully with Grizzly versus Grizzly. I don't know. The podcast is available on iTunes or podcast1.com. Cheers.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!